here with Brett Milano, who is a journalist, a media guy, and a music critic, so to speak, right, Brett?
More or less, yeah.
And we're here at the Paradise Rock Club, and it's like 45 years. We're talking 70s and the 70s rock scene when the Paradise first arrived. Describe it back then.
That particular time was a real great era for rock in Boston. Because on one hand, you had, the Cars were about to put out their album. That came out in '78. The Boston album had just happened. And people like Jay Giles and Aerosmith were both still at a pretty high peak of their popularity. The scary new thing called punk rock was just starting to happen.
Yeah.
And Boston caught on to that pretty early, like even by '76.
And the funny thing about the Boston rock and roll scene that a lot of people don't realize is it was already cooking even before the Paradise. You go back to like the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking in terms of rock and roll.
It truly was. The Paradise was kind of the first place where a lot of these bands would play that was not the Rat or one of the little kind of punk rock type clubs. It was the first more or less mainstream place that a lot of these bands would get to play if they had enough of a groundswell.
You were talking earlier about one of the magical things about the rock scene back then, and especially places like the Paradise, is when bands came in, a lot of them were about to break it, so to speak, and record label people would come in to see them perform and possibly do the record deal. That doesn't happen anymore, really.
Well,
most of it now happens on TikTok and YouTube and everything else.
And there really aren't even record labels. They're people putting out their own stuff and making money off of downloads and clicks and things like that. But yeah, I mean, at that point, the whole point of being a band was to get a record deal, which ideally was going to make you big. It didn't always happen that way.
What is it, though, about the Paradise that for the recording stars themselves, this was a special place?
A place like this, it has a vibe, it has a reputation, it's very well run, it's got great sound. That makes a whole big difference.
So you had to come and you had to work the shows, and you were here to listen and watch and write. I'm getting the impression, talking with you, Brett, that you were also coming as a fan.
Yeah, and I wasn't a writer yet. I got my first stuff published around here around '82 or '83, so I'd been in town for a couple of years. And I had logged in many hours just coming here to see all the bands that were playing.
Okay, so now let's take it from the perspective of Brett the fan.
Yes.
And this room, the Paradise Rock Club, to see a show.
Yeah.
Tell us why it was so special and why it is so special.
You could get up close. That was a real important part of it. You see a show here, it's really kind of participatory. It's a big open room. There aren't rows of seating. You can walk around and you can stand over at the side of the stage and look directly at the audience. That proximity and that kind of egalitarian aspects of it, as it were, makes a lot of difference.
So as a writer, as a fan of the Boston rock and roll scene, is it as much fun as it ever was? Is it better?
It's fun for me. It's hard to compare. It's more been a matter of like continuous fun for about 40, 50 years now.
Not a bad gig, huh?
Not a bad gig.
Not a bad. You can tell by the smile on your face.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, folks, if you haven't been to the Paradise for a while, you've got to come back to the Paradise. I mean, these walls can tell stories just like Brett told right now. Come out to the Paradise. It's as good as it ever was, as they say, and it's presented by Citizens.